My name is Harrison.
My name is Nur Shahira.
My name is Hosanna N.
My name is Ninia Nadiana.
My name is Spencer Anamorin.
Let's we explore in chapter 1, which is Introduction to Microeconomy.
Let's go!
What is economics?
Economy is social science that studies the choice that individuals, businesses, government, and entire society make as they cope with scarcity and incentives that influence and reconcile those choices.
Choices?
Choice is to choose among the available alternatives.
Scarcity?
Scarcity is our inability to satisfy all our wants. Faced with scarcity, we must choose among the available alternatives.
Needs is what people must have to live. Wants is the things we would like to have, but can live without.
Microeconomic business study of choice, individual and businesses make the way choice in market and influence of government. Macroeconomic business is the study of the national economy and global economy.
Differences between micro and macro.
Did you know what is micro and macro? First, I will explain about the micro. Micro is focus issue that affects individual and company. This could mean studying the supply and the demand for a specific product. Generally, micro apply to a market of goods and service and deal with individual and economy issue. While for macro focus on issues that affect the economy as a whole. Some of common focus just as employment rates, the gross domestic of an economy, and the effect of import and export. I would like to explain about four production. It is land, labor, capital, and entrepreneur. First, it is land. Land is natural resources, such as oil, water, and air. The amount are renewable and non-renewable. Second is labor. Labor is a person devoted to produce goods and service. The quality of labor depends on human capital, the knowledge and skill that obtained from education, training, and work experience. Third is capital. Capital is referred to human made that such as tools, building, machines, and plant. Last is entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is a human resource that organizes labor, land, and capital. For example, businessmen or businesswomen always come up with a new idea and make business decisions and bear the risk. Did you know for whom the good and service product? It is depend on the income that people earn. First, A large income enables a person to buy a large quantity of goods and service. Second, a small income leaves a person with a new options and small quantities of goods and service.
Why can't things be free? Then we can indulge in anything. Infinite amount of fishes, water, and cars, and vacations. Well, resources are finite. We only have this much of water, this much of land, this many working age people. That's it. Nothing more. With this much of land, labor, and capital, we want to produce bread. Oops! That's 500 bread. Let's plot this on a graph. But people prefer tablets nowadays. Okay, produce tablets then. 50 tablets. Maybe it's good to have some bread. To produce 50 tablets, we gave up 500 bread. To produce one tablet, the opportunity cost is 10 bread. 10 tablets, 100 bread. Ten tablets and 400 bread produced. Want 10 more tablets? Please give up 100 more bread. And so on. This is the production possibility curve or frontier. Hey, that's an inverse relationship. As you produce more tablets, you produce less bread. Nothing is free. To produce 10 more tablets, does it mean that we have to give up 100 bread every single time? People have different skills. Land have different soils. Machines don't make the same things. Resources are not uniform. This model is not realistic. It should be a concave curve. Why? Initially, to produce tablets, you want to choose people great at making tablets. Those with engineering PhDs. A few of them would suffice, since they are so efficient. What about 10 more tablets? Get people with Masters of Engineering. They're just not that good. We need more of them. And from now on, the people you get are less and less capable at making tablets. You'll get to a point where you have people who totally suck at producing tablets in the production line. Utterly inefficient. So, as you produce more and more tablets, you give up more and more and more bread. This is the law of increasing opportunity cost. You see, for every subsequent batch of tablets you produce, you give up more and more bread. Understand why the production possibility curve is concave now?
In microeconomic theory, the opportunity cost or alternative cost of making a particular choice is the value of the most valuable choice out of those that were not taken. In the other words, opportunity cost is the cost of the best alternative of the product or service. Or the easier understanding was the something that we need to let go or sacrifice. Let's look for the example.
Bob and Ann, who produce just two goods, bananas and fish. Because of the concept of opportunity costs, Ann and Bob are worse off when they try to do everything themselves. Here's what Bob can do if he spends all of his time producing only one good. Bob can either gather 10 bananas or he can catch 10 fish. And Ann can either gather 10 bananas or catch 30 fish. Bob has to choose to gather bananas or catch fish. When he chooses to gather one banana, he gives up one fish. In essence, Bob trades with himself. He can use that time to gather bananas or trade that time to catch fish, and the cost of that trade is one fish per banana. That's Bob's opportunity cost. The same holds true for Ann, but her cost of producing one banana is 3 fish. In the amount of time that it takes Ann to gather one banana, she could have caught 3 fish.
Hi everyone! Today we will be talking about economics and why it is so important to us. So, let's get started. To most people, economics is all about money and finances. I mean, these are parts of economics, but there's much more to this. Economics is the social science that analyzes the production, distribution, and consumption of goods and services. It's all about how we behave, how businesses behave, and how the government behaves. There are two main branches of economics. There's microeconomics and macroeconomics. Microeconomics focuses on the decisions of an individual or a business itself. Macroeconomics analyzes the economy of an entire nation. So, let's get to the main question. Why is it so important? With the understanding of the economy, the government can make the right decisions to ensure a stable economic growth with a low inflation and the highest possible level of employment. For example, using fiscal policy, the government can make adjustments to their spending and taxation in order to stabilize the economy. When a recession occurs, the government can reduce taxes so that businesses spend more money and hire more workers. That way, our GDP increases, and yay, our economy is back on track. Economics is also very important to businesses. A good business manager would need to know how to do production analysis so that products can be produced at the lowest possible cost with the highest efficiency. In order to maximize profits, businesses need to analyze the demand of consumers and make appropriate adjustments to the prices of products. As an example, prices were high for fidget spinners when they were trendy, but had dropped when the demand slowly decreased. Now, let's answer a question most students ask. Why do we need to study economics if we're not planning for a business career? Well, first of all, we're all consumers, right? We buy things all the time. In this case, we're constantly making money spending decisions. By using cost-benefit analysis, we weigh the pros against the cons. If one choice provides more utility than the other, a decision is made. Let's say we're comparing a MacBook Air that costs $1,000 to an HP laptop that only costs $200. Would a MacBook be more beneficial considering it would last longer, or would you prefer to save money for college?
Opportunity cost is another concept we take into account. It represents the profit or value of something that must be given up to acquire or achieve something else. For example, if you decided to spend a Friday night going to the movies, you lose the opportunity to start on an essay that is due Monday. Oh, have you ever heard of sunk costs? A sunk cost is any past cost that has already been paid and cannot be recovered. This can sometimes be a dangerous trap since it often leads us into irrational thinking. Let me give you guys an example. You go to a fancy restaurant and become full after eating most of your food. Instead of stopping yourself from eating more, you might think, I might as well finish this so I don't waste my money.
Well, unfortunately, your money is already spent, and eating more is just going to make you feel uncomfortable. This is exactly why sunk cost should not be a factor that affects our decisions. You see, economics relates to our lives in various different ways. Can you think of how economics relates to you?
Okay guys, thank you for watching. Like and drop your comment down below. Please like and subscribe. Bye!